this video series, I'll be discussing typical interview scenarios and highlighting good and bad examples of responses to various questions. One question would be, how do you handle stressful situations in your job? A good example would involve the candidate saying something like, being a CRA can sometimes be very stressful because I'm responsible for getting a lot of things done, especially when I'm on a site monitoring visit and there's a lot happening. As you know, monitoring is a really important part of our jobs because the success of a clinical trial depends on how much we accomplish during our visits. However, I don't find monitoring visits stressful because I plan them beforehand. I make my appointments early on and I try to be as efficient as I can with my time by seeing several people together. I also send an email to the study nurse before my visit to make sure that the room is ready and everyone's available. I've got a checklist of everything I need to take on a visit and I make sure it's all ticked off before I go. By doing this, I'm in control of my day and therefore I can handle any unexpected situations. At this stage, the interviewer is likely to probe for additional information on something relevant that the candidate has just mentioned and could ask, tell me more about what's on your checklist. And the candidate would then respond with, well, there's two sections. The first relates to the study materials I need to take, like diary cards, recruitment posters, newsletters, updated tracking spreadsheets, a list of data queries, and a list of study issues such as protocol violations, recruitment issues, and CRF errors. The second relates to all of those personal things I need to take, like changes of clothes, my gym shoes, my phone charger, and a list of all of the contact details for the people I'll be meeting. By using a checklist, I find that I'm always prepared. The interviewer may then seek additional information by asking, well, what else do you do to handle stress in your job that's different to some of the examples you've already given? And the candidate would then respond by saying, before I go on an interstate trip, I get a good night's sleep. The plane leaves really early and I need to be refreshed all day. I find that going for a short walk at lunchtime is so much more energizing than sitting in a crowded and noisy hospital cafeteria. When I'm traveling, I always try to eat well, and I always use the hotel gym at the end of every day. I love what I do, and I believe that it's important to have a balanced approach so that you can continue to enjoy it. To the same question, how do you handle stressful situations in your job? We've heard other candidates responding by saying, managing stress, it's not a problem for me. I just don't get worried about things. Anything really. I'm quite chilled, considering. At this stage, the interviewer is likely to want more clarification and will ask, well, what do you mean by considering? The candidate then responds by saying, considering that I work with a bunch of uptight, hyper-stressed workaholics who can't have a laugh. Seriously, at the end of the day, the company and the position aren't as important as my health, so I'm not going to get stressed about it. These are two different responses to a typical interview question, how do you handle stress in your job? Further videos in the series address different scenarios.